welcome to Vlogmas day 13. I'm still putting bits and pieces, swapping pieces around. I was hoping to get this done before the 14th, which is tomorrow. So what I've done is a while back, right at the start or just before I put the main tree up, I did bring my lantern that normally goes into the lounge. I've bought it on the breakfast bar, which goes around like so into the kitchen, and I often put pieces in this anyway. At the moment I've got red and green baubles in, and I've got this other lantern here that's got some other baubles. This does actually light up. I've got some of those Poundland lights, but I haven't lit it up. I just put a little decoration there. As I said, there is bits and pieces that I'm still dealing with. I may do a my 2020 Christmas home tour where I've pieced it all together to music, but I like to just say what I'm doing, what I'm using, and obviously where the pieces came from. I have got an awful lot of laundry because I've been doing the laundry. Again, it's fairly late afternoon, although it's been dark and raining all day, and so consequently I've had lamps and lights on, but I've been keeping the laundry going, so this is all here, so I want to get that all put away. I've got a pile of pieces here that I'm sorting out to go to our granddaughter's home. I don't know whether it'll get there before Christmas or not, hopefully with some decorations, and I've got to sort out a sort of a kiddie craft bag as well. Down here, this is what I'm going through. This is all bits and pieces that I've bought for Christmas, food wise and everything, and also there's some pieces in there, so I'm going to organise that. That's what I think I'm going to do next. It's just the fact that I like it to try and keep it all in one place, but I don't want to leave it with the normal Christmas food because I don't want stuff broken into. What we tend to do is during Christmas week, between Christmas and New Year, obviously everybody knows you're using what you have. Turkey normally lasts us a couple of days, so I have meals like with jacket potatoes and do a turkey curry and things like that, so it lasts us a few days. I've already got a turkey crown ready for New Year's Day as well. So, you know, there won't be probably much food shopping done between Christmas and New Year. Probably fresh produce, maybe fruit, bread, milk, that sort of thing. And then we use up everything that we have. So that's what I'm doing. And yeah, as I said, it's quite dark, and there's going to be pieces, but I'll share them now because I'm not 100% sure whether I'm actually going to do a 2020 tour or not, because I have been showing things. This is the caravan tray. I actually purchased this, I believe this was actually from HomeSense. I was trying to remember if it was TK Maxx or HomeSense, but I think it was HomeSense. I had the choice between getting this one or the red truck, and at the time I'd never seen the caravan tray before, so that's why I got it. I think it was about $9.99, so it was quite expensive, but I've had it quite a few years now. And something else I want to share is this little plant here. I believe Peacocks had these last year, and it's this as a succulent, and this was originally £5 and I paid £2.50 for it. So as I said, it's getting things well on sale, and I just like the pot it's in, so that's something that can come out every year. But I've just put it on my hob at the moment because we only had a snack at lunchtime, but I will be probably doing an arrangement round here, because I don't know if anybody remembers, but I bought a red jug from the charity shop after the last lockdown, and I don't know whether to use that possibly to put my utensils in and maybe do a little ready sort of arrangement there, because originally I was going to do it on my shelf, but I've got my snowman on there. This is some years old now. It might look a bit worse for wear. I don't know how many years I've had this, maybe 15 or 20 odd years now. But it's been in a variety of different places, but it has to come out sometime or somewhere. I believe last year I had it on my little shelves in the kitchen, behind the kitchen door, but I just thought, well, I'll put it there. It's like memories there, and very often, as I said, I like to see it somewhere in our home. Yeah, I'm wearing my lounge suit set all day today. It's that Ho Dear It's Christmas, and I've got me bottoms on and my socks. Yeah, so this is what I meant. So this is the two containers I'm using at the moment to store the extra pieces for Christmas. Trying to keep them separate from our everyday food, just so it's not broken into. So I'm going to give it a little bit of a jiggle, sort out, because some of the pieces I've put in here are to go into Christmas stockings and to go to our son's home and things like that, so they can be pulled out and put other things back in these. So I want to get that organised, so I'll show you when I've done that and explain how I've sort of organised it. As I said previously in a couple of videos, I think I've said now, it's storing those Christmas pieces on top of everything else that you've got to find room for. And I don't know, and I'm not knocking anybody, but I try not to be envious, but I love those walk-in pantries that, I'm not saying it's all Americans, but quite a lot of Americans have. I don't think we have them so much in this country, unless of course you happen to have a large home, which is fair enough. So it's finding ideas from that. One year I had all red baskets with lids on. When I used to have our tree in the dining room, and used to put the boxes under the tree with all the different things in. So it's now finding room for all those extra pieces. So I don't like to mix it in with my everyday foods because I don't want it broken into. So I'm going to show you what I've done. I've just loosened the lids so I can show you how I've arranged them like this. A lot of it is what I call snacks, crisps, that sort of thing. I've done this so many years, and I've done it again this year. Not that we're having company. I'm hoping we might have our granddaughter, say daughter-in-law and son, visit us on Christmas Eve, but it all depends, I think, what happens between now and then, and what the new ruling's going to be, which I think there's going to be possibly, I've heard maybe an announcement made this coming week, so see what possibly is going to happen. I mean, I know there's been a lot of contradiction that they were suggesting that we were going to have a bit of leeway between the 23rd and 27th of December, but then again, will it actually throw us back to square one if you're in and out of people's homes? I don't know what the rule is going to be. But always in the past, I got things in that are non-perishable or semi-non-perishable, that I can just open packets, just throw them on in dishes, on plates or anything, and I'll explain that as we go on. Just make it easy if you have those visitors. As I said, this is mostly talking in the past, but I've done it ready for this year just in case we do have a couple of immediate family turn up on Christmas Eve. Again, I'm putting my hands up because I don't know what's happening and I don't know what's going to be allowed, and I will go along with obviously the government guidelines, but I like to be prepared. And a lot of these I've got long dates on, so it's not a problem, and they will get eaten up. Failing that, and I've mentioned this before, the guys will end up taking them as packing up. And I've said this before, especially when hubby worked for a big company, bigger than what he is in now, a massive company. They used to laugh because they always used to have chocolates, Christmas cake, mince pies. By that time the guys used to be sick of it, but there you are. So I've got my 2 boxes here. So this one's quite heavy, so I'm just going to bring it round so I can sort of show you it, and I'm going to tilt it down a bit so you can see. So I can talk through this. Right, and these are some of the things that I've chosen. Some are what we have normal every year, some slightly different. And I'm sorry for all the rustle. I'll try and talk after I've sort of picked the item up, so I'm not, you know, I'm hiding my voice. So the first one is this one. This is Tesco's Finest. This is the ham with spiced cola glaze. Now I know for a fact I've never had these before. So that's that one. These are both from Asda. We've got pigs in blankets, and this one is turkey and stuffing. Again, they're easy things to open if you have those surprise guests. We have to have one. I've got the chocolate Christmas Yule log. Got to have one of those in. I do have fresh cream in over Christmas, but I like to have the squirty creams in as well. And they're easy to actually serve up with the mince pies warm with the cream. So again, I usually like a few boxes of those in case of visitors. I've also got 3 large boxes of biscuits, so I usually find that, especially going into the new year, I don't tend to have to purchase biscuits. I've got this one, like I've said, this was on offer in Iceland for £2, so I bought ourselves one and our son one. I think this might have been the same price. I got this from Iceland as well, but this is the smaller one. This is the 365 grams, and that one's the 551. But I just like the packaging, and that makes a nice gift if you're visiting. And then at the bottom, I've got the family circle one. So plenty of biscuits. Again, this is in the mind's eye. In previous years, you know, even if you offer food and they don't want to eat, it's nice just to, yeah, I am here, sorry about that, talking to a box. It's nice to actually, you know, offer biscuits. And what's nice is obviously the nice, what I call special biscuits. And they do have some plainer ones as well, but it's nice to actually offer those to your visitors. Also in here for Christmas Day, we've got the spices for the roast potatoes, and they're 90p from Tesco's. I've also got the cranberry sauce to have with the turkey. That was £1 from Iceland. And then I do have the goose fat to have with the roast potatoes. This time, as I said before, we're not having a full Christmas pudding, but we've got the individual ones. These were 3 for £2 from Iceland. So we got the Christmas puddings for me and hubby, because our son doesn't eat Christmas pudding, so he's got the chocolate sponge pudding. And I know you're supposed to have brandy sauce with your Christmas pudding, but we just tend to have custard. So, and say, not a lot of mess either, because you cook them obviously in the little dishes. Then I've just got that mulled wine in here, which is non-alcoholic, as I said. And then I've got the stuffing mix. I will be getting some packs, so we still haven't actually tried this. This is the Tesco's make, so I haven't actually tried that to see if we like it or not. But as I said, I just wanted to quickly share what I do stock up on, and as I said, it won't be wasted because we will be eating it if necessarily in the new year. Just keep an eye on dates, but as I said, a lot of things I've got long dates on. I mean, these little puddings I've got November next year on and things like that. So, and I know the biscuits tend to have a long, I mean, this has got July next year, so, and things like that. So they tend to have quite long dates on. If they've got not so long dates on, then I'll make sure they actually get used up first. So I'll just put all these things back. So as I said, this is the sort of thing that I personally find interesting. I don't know if anybody else does, is how do you store all the extra pieces? And I don't like to keep saying about hiding bits, but sometimes you just have to be aware not to keep breaking into things, else you're wasting your money. So yeah, so sorry, I'm just going to put all these back. So that is the first one. Don't know whether you can actually see, but we've got a lip here. You can see it actually down there, can't you? And if you noticed, under that lip, I've got the extra long turkey roll, just because obviously we need it for the turkey. So that just slips under, I don't think you can see it, but it just slips under there at the back, underneath this and at the back of here, just to keep, you know, it stored. The last thing I want to do is start rummaging things and thinking, because this is how I was, sort of, I wouldn't say when we first got married, because to tell you the truth, for a number of years, and I think I've explained this before, that we used to have Christmas dinner at my in-laws, go to my parents for Christmas tea, then vice versa on Boxing Day. Because me and hubby used to work all the time, we used to have the main Christmas days off, we never actually, for a fair few years, cooked Christmas dinner at home, and it was the fair way of doing it. For the first few years, I think it wasn't until we had our second son that we then decided to start having Christmas Day at home, just for the fact that it got to the stage, you know, the boys didn't want to leave the home. They wanted to open their presents. Very often, it was either rushed to open the presents or they didn't open them all, because we had to get out to the grandparents. So there we are. So this has got a lot of snacks in. So we've got toffee popcorn to have with movie night. Hubby prefers these are the honey roast peanuts. I have actually got to get some peanuts, ordinary peanuts. We did have one of these bags, as I said. This is the turkey and stuffing bites. These are Tesco's. Said it's quite a big bag, and I think that was £1.50. And then we have got the snacks. We've got Pringles in here, and we have got the mini cheddars, and we have got mini cheddars, and we've got the Christmas trees, and more Christmas trees, because some of them are missing because they've been packaged up into little mini hampers. But as I said, this is sort of thing, these sort of things and these are the sort of things that are really handy. You know, a few little sandwiches, you know, different variety sandwiches, cheese and say cut meat, a selection of crisps. You could have, as I say, minced pies and cream and the chocolate log, and you're sorted. You've got an instant, basic instant little buffet there if you have your visitors. Failing that, biscuits and coffee, or hot chocolate or cups of tea. But we don't actually now provide alcohol. A lot of the time now, and in the past, I'll just put this back. bottle over. Yeah, a lot of the time in the past, we always had a Christmas Eve sort of open house, and the amount of people we used to have come through our door. We always used to ask, you know, numbers, if they could confirm that they would definitely come in. People were pretty good. We had the odd person turn up who'd brought, dare I say, another family without actually asking permission. And I keep it in good fun, but it's not easy because obviously the expense as well, and also it is hubby's birthday. We did have a really big one for his 40th, Christmas Eve, 40th birthday, and hubby was gobsmacked because I managed to get hold of some workmates he used to work with, and quite a few other people, his old boss and things like that, and he had no idea. I managed to keep it quiet. It was very hard because I didn't want them ringing the home phone and things like that because I wanted to be surprised. So I kept opening the door to all these people and he didn't know them. Plus, on top of that, our family and our existing friends as well. So we didn't really have any sitting down room. We had people sitting all over the floor, up the stairs, you name it, every little, I think, nook and cranny, because I did put the baby gate on. We did stop people from actually going past the middle bit where our DVDs are. Wouldn't let anybody go upstairs. They had to use the toilet downstairs and things like that, because obviously for reasons I'm not going to go into, just on the off chance, you know, you have got kids watching this, which I should have said at the start, possibly not. I don't have them open for younger audiences now, in case there's a slip up, but yeah, and I can remember just people after a while, I said just plonk yourselves down wherever you can find a place, and luckily I got wads of napkins, paper plates, the lot. And I think that must have been the year, I hate to say this, I had about 20-25 boxes of mince pies, you know, and it was surprising actually, plus birthday cake on top of everything else. So that was quite an expense. But again, I'd budgeted it for like from September onwards, how I was going to work it out and how I was going to pay for it all and everything. Because hubby knew that we always had a party, so that wasn't a surprise to him, an open house on Christmas Eve. It was keeping quiet the extra number of people who were coming into our home that he didn't know about. There you are. So yeah, as I said, it's nice to have some bits in, and they will get used, even if it is in the new year. I'm trying not to buy any more snacks or anything, but as I said, what I tend to do was, we had our dining room table and I put cloth on and everything, and originally it was over where the this particular year, because we did actually block off our dining room door and the lounge door. I had the table over here, and I did it so it did come out, so people get sort of round like three sides. But I put a box of stuff underneath the table, and as things were emptying up, say another wave of people came in, I could just pop the lids off Pringles, crisps, anything like that. Dare I say, shove it in the bowls, whatever, you know, and easy as that. We used the plastic champagne glasses for the bubbly for his toast and everything, and we did mostly serve tea, coffee. Previously to those sort of years, I did used to provide alcohol. We stopped that very, very quickly due to the fact we used to drink a little bit, mostly when we first got married. We couldn't afford to go out much, so we used to have a bottle of wine. This is just in general anyway, not just over Christmas. I used to drink sweet martini and lemonade. That was one of my favourites. And hubby used to drink a drop of whiskey on his birthday. If he'd gone into work, it was when he'd come back from work, because he knew he wasn't going out the house Christmas Day or Boxing Day. So he'd just have a little tottle for his birthday. And then for his 40th, he got bottle over bottle after bottle of whiskey. But it's like gin and things like that. We used to know what people drank, or say relatives. So we started getting alcohol in, and that's what was the biggest expense, is the alcohol. Used to have like a few lagers. Hubby doesn't tend to drink beer. Occasionally has a lager, not very often. My son, very often they have a lager shandy, or I buy the actual shandy made up, just so you've got something in, so we don't tend to really drink, that sort of thing. And we do tend to still do that. But what I've said in the past, if we was having anybody, like it's my mother-in-law's birthday on New Year's Day, and this is the first year, and I don't know how long, she's even had her 80th here, that she will not possibly be coming for dinner. We've always had her for dinner. And I used to provide alcohol. Then I used to say to them, keeping the costs down, especially when I was made redundant, that, you know, if there's any alcohol you want to drink, could you possibly bring your own drink? And I don't think that's wrong. I mean, sometimes for parties, you'll say, can you bring a plate and things like that. I have not done that on Christmas Eve. I've always provided all my own food, due to the fact I was always concerned that if someone turned up and hadn't brought a specific item and it was something that was, you know, needed, you know, like sandwiches or something, then I'll be stumped. So I've always done that. The only time it's been slightly different, going off topic, is if we've been in a caravan in the summer, away from home, and we've had family come to us for a barbecue. And because we haven't got the means to store everything, we probably turn around and say, well, we'll provide all the meat and the rolls and everything, but could you provide maybe a potato salad, a coleslaw, some salad, or a dessert? You know, I remember one time having about 8 desserts and thinking, what the hell are we going to do with all these desserts? And that was me trying to get people to eat them because we couldn't store them. Even now, I mean, it's not a bad size fridge in our caravan, but it was smaller before, so yeah, you can understand it. So I pretty much know the amount of food to do, and as I said, don't tend to have a complete open house. There was one issue. I'd phoned around. This was the first time I went back to work, and first Christmas I was working after I had both of my boys, and I went back and I was working Christmas morning until the late, you know, sort of late afternoon, and I sort of rang round everybody and I told everybody I was working, and I said, please don't turn up Christmas Eve. Hubby's working half day, I'm working, and what happens is hubby finished work before me and had people knocking on the door. What do you do? No, I said, well, there's no open house. It was a matter of offering them a cup of tea or a cup of coffee and explain to them. And a lot of them did say, oh, I'm sorry, but we normally come. And said, yeah, was you phoned by Denise? Yes, we was. He says, well, why did you come? We're both working. And it was a little bit, immediate family were okay, but as I said, I went through all my lists. I even put messages in Christmas cards, on the Christmas cards, please do not turn up Christmas Eve, not having an open house, but there you are. It's just one of those things. I think after all this time it has worked. So it's just usually really immediate family that live fairly close that we occasionally have Christmas Eve. Again, I don't think it's happening this year. Yeah, I think there was something I was going round, and I can't remember what it was now, but as I said, I think it was a matter of these things, especially that you can pop the lids on, like those little savouries and your Pringles and things like that, just to bulk out, you know, your sandwiches and everything, because that's something else over Christmas. I do like to leave at least one loaf of bread in my freezer. That's getting very difficult at the moment, the amount of stuff that's in the freezer. But if you have people turning up, even then you might not be able to offer necessarily sandwiches, because it's whether you've got the bread in and things like that. I must admit, we do like our turkey stuffing and cranberry sauce sandwiches or rolls. But other than that, for a few days, especially if, well, hubby won't be working. He's finishing Christmas Eve. He doesn't know what time he's finishing as yet, but our son's working hopefully only till 3 on Christmas Eve, hopefully. Bless him, he often misses Christmas Eve. My mind's gone there. Might have to end up pausing this where this was going. Yeah, bread. That's the only time that I feel as though I'm going to have bread, because very often our son only has, if he's lucky, Christmas Day. They used to work Boxing Day. I'm sure they used to. He's not working Boxing Day at the moment, so he's got a few days off. But that's what I'm saying about having to have a certain amount of bread for packing up, especially for him. But I have got a little pile on the floor of stocking fillers. I probably won't actually, this is food related, well, can I say it? Sweets, chocolates, that sort of thing. I don't think I'm going to share that, although you've seen it in hauls before, because I want to do that in stocking fillers on another video. I think that probably will end it today. And then, as I said, carry on tomorrow. I haven't actually got all my tea towels out, my Christmas bath towels and mats and that sort of thing. I've still got my furnishings, except for the cushion covers, because they're all out. I've got all that to get out tomorrow. And I was going to put that white blanket on. Might do that with hubby's help actually later. And then I'll share that tomorrow, I think. But hopefully you've enjoyed this Vlogmas day, and hopefully you're not getting bored. But as I said, I don't very often going out and about, but I'm keeping very busy. As I said, I've done my checks today, you know, my tidy up, putting bits and pieces away, which seems to be taking a bit longer each day. I don't know. I think it's shoving from one room to another, especially when you're wrapping up. So hopefully you've enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.